Presentation. Title cards with old photographs and engravings in sepia color for illustration. Title card. History of Kraków Water System 1870 to 1939. Subtitles. Therefore, the most important task of waterworks is sanitary, and it consists in reducing morbidity and mortality from infectious diseases. The water supply case in Kraków, 1887. Title card. 1870. The history of Kraków waterworks starts. Photograph. A dignified man with grey sideburns, Józef Dietl, president of Kraków from 1866 to 1874. Subtitles. The Krakowians of that time were supplied with water wells which were contaminated. The city was plagued by epidemics and life expectancy was just 30 years. It became clear to the city councillors that... Here a continuation of the article The Water Supply Case in Kraków. There is not the slightest doubt that supplying the city with good and abundant water is the bravest means of reducing morbidity and mortality from infectious diseases in general, and thus a means to extend the average life expectancy of people. Next to this quote, an excerpt from President Dietl's speech at a Kraków City Council session in 1870. Do not be discouraged, gentlemen, by the enormous costs that the water system will entail, because the costs will pass and the benefits will be eternal. Title card, 1898. Bielany by Ingarden. Centrally, a group photograph of 14 men in suits. To the left, a red-covered document entitled in gold, Royal Waterworks Project for the capital city of Kraków. Subtitle. On May 26, 1898, the City Council passed a key resolution. It is decided to build a municipal pumped water system with a capacity of 16,000 meters cubed of maximum daily supply, fed with groundwater supplied from aquifers in Bielany, and finally approved the design by Roman Ingarden. Construction began a year later. Title card. 2 technical drawings, fence design and building design. Title card. 1899. The pumping plant in Bielany is established. 2 photographs from the construction site, subtitled, First Water Abstraction Wells, the building of the plant and a water reservoir under the Kościuszko Mound were built. At the end, a pipeline was laid in Zwierzyniec and in Kraków itself. Title card. 1900. A harbour for barges in Bielany. A photograph showing metal structures on the bank of the Vistula. A crane lifts a wagon. Subtitle. On the left bank of the Vistula River, on the traverse of the plant, an unloading harbour was built. Coal was supplied from Silesia here and was later delivered to the plant by a narrow gauge railway. The wagons were lifted and their contents were emptied into a chute located in the ceiling of one of the plant rooms. Title card. 1901. Commission of the water system. Photograph. 2 keys crossed. Below, an excerpt from the daily newspaper, Czas. The waterworks at the foot of the monastery mountain made for a picturesque view. The guests first went to the huge machine hall, decorated with coats of arms, festoons and banners, where the staff of the water office had already gathered. Then Mr. Ingarden handed 2 golden keys to the waterworks to the city mayor, asking him to start the machines. For the glory of God, for the benefit of the people. He cut a white and blue ribbon tied around a machine wheel. Title card. 2 photographs. The waterworks building and the interior, a hall with machinery. Title card. 1901. Kościuszko Potable Water Reservoir. Side by side, a photograph and an engraving showing a small palatial building. Subtitle. The reservoir on the St. Bronisława hill below the Kościuszko Mound collected drinking water from aquifers in the Bielany region, which flowed by gravity into the municipal network. The construction of the reservoir and municipal water supply system was one of the most important investment projects in Kraków at the turn of the 19th and 20th century. The reservoir still serves its purpose today. In 2016, it was entered into the Register of Heritage Buildings of the Małopolska Voivodeship. Title card. 1913. Establishment of the Waterworks Station. Subtitle: Since 1913, the history of the waterworks of the city of Kraków has been associated with No. 1 Senatorska Street. It is here that a complex of buildings was built called the Waterworks Station. The administration building housed the offices of the management board, apartments of technical officials, a water meter testing station and a boiler room. Workshops, a foundry, a machine tools hall, a hall for automatic machines producing parts for water meters, a sawmill and a carpentry shop were also built, as were garages, stables and a coach house. Currently, the property in Senatorska Street houses the company management board, offices, a water meter hall and a central control room. 2 photographs of the Waterworks Station complex. Title card: 2 photographs. 20 men in uniforms and tall, stiff kepi hats with rounded visors pose in front of the management building. The second photograph of the office indoors, a central large desk, a sofa and 2 leather armchairs near the wall. Title card: 1919. Opening the water meter repair and construction workshops. Photograph: 4 women in work clothes attend machines. Subtitles: Difficulties in the supply of spare parts that arose in waterworks after the First World War led to the decision to open water meter repair and construction workshops. Title card: 1920. Artificial groundwater in Bielany. Subtitles: The technology, novel at the time, consisted in building a series of infiltration basins fed with water from the Vistula. This water seeped through their bottoms, leaving suspensions and other impurities there. Thus, purified water penetrated into the permeable layers of the soil, from which it was collected by means of deep wells. The first infiltration basin was put into operation in February 1921, with the simultaneous expansion. Photograph: Infiltration basin, a depression in the ground with sand at the bottom. Title card: 1924 to 1925. The first modernization of Bielany. Photograph: Construction site. 4 men above a large deep pit filled with scaffolding. Subtitles: The shaft of the tunnel under the Vistula River was raised, new infiltration basins were built, while the existing ones and the settling tank were modernized. The boiler room was also modernized by installing grates for automatic coal feeding. The fuel supply system and ash setting system of the boilers were also changed. Title card: 1927. A gold medal for waterworks at the 4th International Congress of Medicine and Pharmacy. Photograph: A certificate with a gold medal stamp above handwritten signatures. Subtitles: This was an event of global importance. After the congresses in Brussels, Rome and Paris, the time came for Warsaw, where representatives of the waterworks from Kraków gave a presentation. They were recognized for water supply systems and works in the field of sanitary systems. Title card: 1929 to 1931. Second modernization of Bielany water production plant. 2 photographs from the construction site, excavations and scaffolding. Subtitles: During the next modernization of the plant, 2 new electric pumps were put into operation to pump water into the tank. The pipeline to the Camaldolese monastery was replaced. The construction started on siphons into the area of the Bielany abstraction point and plant. A new pumped pipeline was built along Księcia Józefa Street. Title card: 1935. Municipal waterworks and sewage are established. 2 photographs of small brick buildings. Subtitles: The sewage unit, previously subordinate to the construction department of the Kraków City Board, was merged with the municipal waterworks of the Royal Capital City of Kraków, creating a joint enterprise called Municipal Waterworks and Sewage. Title card: 1937 to 1939. The third modernization of the water production plant just before World War II breaks out. Subtitles: Within the abstraction point premises, new settling tanks were built, siphon pipes were replaced, the soil from the excavations was used to pour flood embankments along the Vistula River in Bielany. A deacidification system and a new chlorination station were installed. The second collection well was built, and the electric pump hall was expanded to house pump units covering the 50,000 meters cubed of water demand per day for 400,000 residents of the expanding Kraków. A deacidification system and a new chlorination station were installed. When World War II broke out, the plant's average capacity was 22,756 cubic meters. 2 photographs: the pumping hall interior, an arched vault and machines with large flywheels. Title card: To be continued. Subtitle: Kraków Waterworks and the Kraków coat of arms.